I recently thrifted a bunch of patterns and fabric that I want to turn into holiday gifts, but first I want to get organized and make a mini quilt to ease me into the holiday season. Okay, so it is 2 days after Thanksgiving, which means it is officially the holiday season, and I have so many projects to do. I'm doing Craftsmas, I'm doing Vlogmas, but I am terrible at planning, and I haven't done anything to get ready for this, which means I am going to be doing Vlogsmas in real time every day. And I'm a little overwhelmed with that. But the most important thing that I need to do is I need to clean up the craft studio before I can get started on any new projects. I need to finish a couple of other projects that I have halfway finished, started. And there's so much to do. Okay, let's get into it. This feels so much better. Okay, so I finally got everything sort of organized so that I have all my projects individualized and in different spots. I have a couple of different like workstations for my individual projects because each thing sort of there's just different things that you need, but I can move around in my craft studio. I have so many project ideas in my head, but I'll show you what I did. So I have my hot glue gun station underneath the rocking chair right now. That's so I can finish making my bookmarks. I've got my little embroidery station set up right now. I haven't been doing a lot of embroidery, not like top down filming embroidery. I've been mostly doing stuff for like my couch crafts, but I do have a couple of like bookmarks to finish. I have some earrings to make. I have, yeah, this one's an earring. It'll be really cute, I think. A couple of other small bookmarks. So anyway, I have my embroidery station over here organized. I do this mostly on the couch so I don't film it. And then, oh yeah, so over here, the next thing that I want to finish is I made this one zippered pouch right here. It's pretty thick actually because there's some batting in there. I lined it with a pink liner and everything. Super cute. I have one more to make with that, so I didn't put those away. And then I wanted to show you all the other fabric that I have recently thrifted. Let me see if I can organize the phone in the right way so you can see. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. So I thrifted these two different apron patterns. I'm super excited about both of these. One, because for Christmas, I want to make my boyfriend a new apron for working in the shop downstairs because he's a woodworker. I made him one a couple years ago when I first started sewing, but I sort of made up the pattern and it didn't turn out as good. It's like two different aprons that for men, like shop aprons. So I'm going to see if either one of those will work. So this was $1. It's sort of thicker, thicker plaid, super cute. Let's see, another dollar find. It was 30 by 26. A lot of, what is it? Fleece? Felt? No. What is this? Anyway, I'm gonna make those reusable napkins for them. Reusable paper towel. It was almost 3 yards and I got it for $6.50. I found this adorable pillowcase. My local thrift store sells pillowcases for 50 cents. And look at that ruffle down there. It's super cute. I'm hoping to turn that into a really cute apron. I realized that I talked for like 15 minutes straight about all of this fabric, so I split it up here, but I still wanted to show you all the different fabric finds that I had, since I'm really excited about all these projects. Let's get into the super small bag of scraps. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to see what's in here. $2 scrap bag. Okay, so we have a couple of strips, some red. These are like 1.5 inches, I think. the measuring tape. Yeah, just shy of 1.5 inches. So we got red, red, green 1.5 inches. Oh, this one's cute. Little presents, candy canes. I don't know if you guys are imagining the same thing, but I'm thinking maybe quilt as you go log cabin type of thing. I do really need to make some oven mitts. I was thinking maybe these would be cute for quilt as you go oven mitts. Um, Blue and white stars. Oh, here's some more 1.5 inch strips. That's really cute. Some green, yellow, and red plaid. This one's actually pretty big. Let's see. I might actually get some pretty good squares out of this one. So it's probably like, let's just measure it. My partner and I, we like to play a game that's called What is the Length of This? And he'll get the measuring tape out and we'll guess, and whoever, guesses the closest wins. And sometimes we play for, actual like prizes, but it's fun when you get a whole bunch of people together, especially carpenters. They're always right, which is why I don't really like playing with them. My partner is always down to like, he's almost correct down to like the 16th of an inch, and I'm not as good as eyeballing things, but I guess maybe I'll get better with sewing. So it's like 16 by 22 inches. 22 inches. So that's actually a pretty good size square. Let's see, I'll put this over here. I just put this pile here. Gosh, I'm sorry that I am so messy. I think it just comes with life. I don't know. I can't seem to ever really get too organized, because then I start crafting and then my organization becomes chaos again. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but that's how I am. And my like creative genius just starts flowing and I can't be bothered to clean up after myself. The only one thing that I'm really good about cleaning up after myself is dinner. Like I always do the dishes like right after dinner. I never let them just like sit in the sink for more than a few hours. This is another really big piece too. It looks like someone made like a wreath. You see it's, or like a cloud, Some more 1.5, 1.5. Ooh, here's another red one. That one's pretty. Ooh, here's some cutoffs from someone's sewing. Must have been like strips that they were sewing. Maybe they were sewing Christmas trees. That'll be fun to sew someone else's like scraps together. Cute little Just Say Snow, I believe. Have a Sweet Christmas. More 1.5 inch scraps. More red. Glittery star red. This one's a little bit smaller. This must be like 1 inch. Ooh, these Christmas trees are really cute. Just a small little cut off. But there's a bigger piece here too. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Can get a couple of 5-inch squares out of that one. Ooh, some more sewn together, red and green. The red's not the prettiest. It's sort of just like cheap, I don't know, like the type of fabric you could get at Walmart or something, but it could still be used in something. Here's some moose. Oh my gosh, look at that. They're skiing moose. That's really cute. Oh yeah, I love this, like the older vintage Christmas fabric. It just has such a good sheen to it and it's really good quality. God, I love that. One of my favorite finds of all is the poinsettias, the old poinsettia Christmas fabric. Gosh, that one's really good too. There's quite a few of these like offcuts. They're sort of a weird size. One, let's see, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these like triangular offcuts. I can definitely do something with these. What else is in here? This green is cute. Oh, they sewed a bag. What is this? Maybe they were making like a little drawstring bag, but they made it too small. That's cute. More red snowflakes. That's a pretty one. It's a very vibrant red. Well, here's some like different non-traditional Christmas colors. There's this like moody purple. I like that one. There's these blue glitter. God, I just love glitter, you guys. Can you see that? Here's some more like blue waves. This one's definitely vintage. Gosh, I feel like my mom is sewed with this one like in the 90s. Or maybe it's a reproduction of it. Here's one that's actually a print. Oh, that's cute. Do you see all of those? There's little Gingy and Rudolph and presents. Well, I can make something cute with that. Here's some more offcuts. Oh, look, it's a little square. I can square that up and make something out of it. Ooh, more of the poinsettia 1.5-inch sashing. More of that. We've got some blocks. These are, let's get our measuring tape out. 4-inch blocks, or just shy. So 3.25 by 3.25. Yep. So these are mostly red. There's a couple of like blues in here, I think. What is this? Let's see. Oh, that one's cool. Another glittery one, but mostly red. And I'm not really a fan of red, but 'tis the season, so I might as well use it. More glitter stars. This one's cute. This one's not really Christmassy, but I'll use it. More 3.25-inch squares. Ooh, more 3.25 squares. Some of the Let It Snow ones, candy cones. Wait, candy. Oh, it does say candy canes. I thought it was one of those like AI misprints, but it does say candy canes. Ooh, look, we got some pine cones. I thought they were Doug fir pine cones at first, but they're not. They're just, I don't know, run-of-the-mill everyday pine cones. Some green, some moody dark red. That's pretty. Not really Christmassy, but super pretty. There's a cute print. Some darker moody greens. This one's Christmassy. It has like the English ivy or holly on it with some like jingle bells. Some more of that. More holly. Little gingerbread men and cookie cutters. I love gingerbread men. They're one of my favorites. I also love gnomes. Is this a gnome? Are they dogs? I can't tell. The offcuts are really weird. I thought that was a slug at first, but I think it's just like snow. A Christmas slug would be cute though, I guess. More of that print. This one's really tiny. This is maybe less than an inch. Cute plaid. More squares. This one has some greens in it too. Ooh, what am I going to make with all these squares? Oh, I'm excited. Someone cut up all the squares for me. I don't even have to do it. I hope these ones are smaller. These ones aren't even the right. Are they the same size? Yeah, they're the same size. Oh, uh-oh. Someone cut a little wrong. Well, I'll have to square some of these up. And, oh yeah, a couple more scraps. This was such a fun bag. You guys, I can't believe that this bag was $2. Like all that fabric from that bag for $2. So if you had some ideas going through that, let me know what you think I should make with it. I have a couple of ideas. One being I want to make a like a table runner for my plant area. And I want to make one of those puffy Christmas trees and a couple of other things, maybe some ornaments too. But my room really needs to be decorated. I want some like twinkle lights maybe and some Christmassy holiday cheer because it is dark here. Anyway, I need some holiday cheer. I need my craft room to look cute to keep me motivated and happy this season, this dark season. And I've got a lot of crafts to do. That was really fun. Let me know in the comments what you think I should make with them. After I was finished sorting through all the fabric, I decided to start with the squares that were already cut out, but they were all different sizes, so I cut them up into 3 by 3-inch squares, and then I ironed them onto the 100% cotton fusible interfacing. You can see here that they're all attached to the fusible interfacing, and now I'm going to sew them all together. My favorite method here is to sew all the parallel lines together first at 1/4 inch seams and then sew all the perpendicular line. This creates sort of a waffle pattern and it makes it really easy to sew a whole bunch of square patches together and to have all the corners match up. I'm not going to go into too much depth about the process here. If you're interested in this, you can check out this video where I go into more of the process of this method. At this point of the process, I've only sewn the parallel lines, so you can see there's still gaps between each square. That's going to get covered up in the next step when I sew all the perpendicular lines. I've recently fallen in love with this fusible grid patchwork process. It makes quilting really easy and it helps me line up all of my corners in a way that I could never get while I was just doing a regular type of patchwork. If you're new to quilting or want to try out quilting, I definitely recommend this method. Because I had a general size in mind for this little mini quilt, I ended up doing 2 of the patchwork grids, and here I am cutting the backing fabric to the length of the batting that I had. The size of this mini quilt is actually dependent on the batting because this is just the size that I had, and I didn't want to waste anything. So I'm just basically cutting all of my fabric to the size of the batting. Once I had the back all cut out, I basted the top patchwork to the batting and the back, and then I'm putting on these other strips that I'm going to quilt on to the batting as a quilt as you go method. I'm putting right sides together here, and I'm going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam along the entire length of the red and the white strips. Once I was finished with the first side, I did the second side, and then I was able to open up my little mini quilt and decided that it needed to be pressed before I could go any further. Once I was finished with the pressing, I moved on to the quilting. And originally, I was just going to stitch in the ditch on all of the different squares, but that just didn't seem right. It didn't seem like enough quilting. So, what I ended up doing was quilting in the middle of each square, which would mean that each quilted line is 1 1/4 inch apart from the other. Once I was finished quilting all in one direction, I flipped the quilt around and quilted in perpendicular lines that were also 1 1/4 inch away from the last line. The quilting admittedly took a lot longer than I was expecting, but thankfully I didn't run into any problems here. I did actually recently purchase a walking foot, but because I have an industrial machine, they're not really set up to have a walking foot. You're actually supposed to just purchase a walking foot machine, so I have to sort of configure my machine before I can use it. Once I was finished with the quilting, I needed to square up my little mini quilt, and I did that on all 4 sides. I recently thrifted this Olfa 36 by 24 rotary cutter mat, and it has been a game changer. I wish I had a crafting table that was big enough for it, but the way that my little tiny room is set up right now, I just have it on the floor. And since this is a true quilt, what I'm doing here is I am making 2 1/2 inch strips so that I can make enough binding that will go around my entire mini quilt. I went back through that $2 bag of scraps and I found some of the scraps were actually binding. So I decided to use that here. The red and white ones, I guess it's all red and white, but the red and white sort of candy cane striped ones, those were the ones that were already binding. And then I made some more binding to go with this. Once I had enough binding made, I sewed it onto my quilt and I'm using the typical 1/4 inch seam here. I also should note that I'm still really new to quilting and I actually really don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just trying my best. I've watched a lot of tutorials and I think I've got a method down pretty good, but I still don't feel confident enough to teach anyone. So you're just going to have to live with this montage of me putting on a binding. This may also be a controversial topic here, but I prefer to sew the binding from the top on both sides. My reasoning here is that I just want the top to look nice, and if it's a little wavy on the back, that doesn't matter. But by sewing it from the top on both sides, this allows me to stitch in the ditch when I'm doing that final stitch to attach the binding all the way around. If you've got a better methods of how to do this, I'd love to hear it in the comments. And after all that work, here is the final reveal. For a little mini quilt that I actually had no idea what I was doing or how it was going to turn out, I didn't have any plans. I think it turned out really cute. My main goal was to practice my quilting method, and I think I succeeded in both the quilting, the piecing, and as the quilt as you go method. It looks super cute on top of my little plant dresser, which also holds all of my fabric, and I just love how it turned out. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. So I just wanted to do a little recap on the whole project, which was so much fun. I really enjoy doing these sort of like make it up as you go quilts. And this patchwork method with the fusible interfacing has been really working for me. It has allowed me to practice my quilting and become more confident in putting blocks together. I think now I might move on to triangles, maybe do some fun shapes too, and see how that goes in my next one. But it was a really fun project. It was my intent to make this all in one day. However, I took a break in the middle of starting this project on the first day, and then I got into a book and I could not put the book down until I finished it. I read like all 600 pages of it in like 2 days. And I had to finish it before I could work on anything else. So I got a little distracted. This took me, oh, I don't know, a couple days over the last week to finish, but it was still a really, really fun project. I really love how the quilting turned out. I haven't washed it yet, so the quilting lines will get a little crinkly once I do wash it and dry it. I like how the red and white striped worked with everything. I've had this fabric for a while and I probably had like 5 or 6 yards of it, so I've been slowly using it every single Christmas. I love how the binding came out. Look how good that came out, you guys. I am slowly getting better at the binding, so I feel really confident in the next two quilts that I finished that the binding is going to come out pretty good. Doing these like little quilts like this has really allowed me to practice and hone in some of my skills that I just wasn't feeling confident about. And now I have a little bit of Christmas cheer in my studio. It's still fall up there because that quilt just lives there year round, but maybe I'll make like a little I want to make the puffy Christmas tree next. So it could go right in the middle. I don't know. It might be that might be too much. We'll put it somewhere else in the studio. Uh, Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'm so glad you made it this far. I have a lot more coming for the rest of Vlogsmiths, Craftsmiths coming up. And just remember that done is better than perfect.